Hi, I want to talk about depression. So, for me, my depression started probably when I was around 12. At first, sorry, I'm kind of getting over the whole, like millions of people are able to view this kind of thing. Actually, I was just feeling I was literally just vacuuming, and I just felt inspired to talk about, stuff that isn't of the norm. And I was thinking, it's kind of weird how, like when someone asks you just like randomly, hey, how are you? And your automatic response is, oh, I'm fine. Or like, oh, I'm good, and then you're like, I'm really not good, or whatever. But it's like, depending on if it was a stranger or even someone you're not very familiar with, you're just like, I don't know. I mean, when people ask me how I am, literally my automatic response is, oh, I'm fine, I'm good. Like without even thinking, it just comes out of my mouth. And it got me thinking, why are we like this? So like, I get keeping things private, to a point or whatever. But like, we've all been through some shit. Am I right? I mean, everybody has something that they've been through that was like horrible or just bad, like something. I feel like everybody has that one thing that they don't want to talk about. Am I right? I could be wrong. I don't know. But I don't know, like I think it would be so cool if like we could just stop being so weird about stuff like that. I don't know, like why is it so weird to just open up about things that are happening every day? Like why is it the norm now to go around pretending like we're all perfectly fine every day? Like when someone asks you, how are you? Why is it the automatic response is, I'm okay? Instead of, oh, hey, like, my kid just, got hurt the other day. So I was going to say something. But, like, oh, my dog got run over by a car last week or something, and I'm really struggling right now. Like, why isn't it okay for us to just be people, like humans, you know what I'm saying? And then it got me thinking too, like it's our norm now in like America and wherever else, like to, oh, I'm depressed or I'm anxious or I have this going on or whatever, and a doctor says, okay, you're prescribed Prozac or whatever, and it's like, maybe yes, medication is amazing for some, I'm on it, but it's like, why can't we just talk about things, like, I was thinking too, so, I go to counseling, how many other people out there go to therapy? You sit there for what, an hour, and you pay them, just say $100 an hour, right? To tell them what's going on. You're basically journaling to them verbally, right? And their job is to maybe tell you how to cope with whatever you're feeling, or just maybe they're just there to listen. But my thing is, how many other people out there in the real world have actually dealt with whatever it is that you're going through and could help talk you through it better than that therapist who read something out of a book could? If that made sense. Like, I'm not downing therapy. I've been going for many, many years, and it's helped me through a lot, just from talking about things. But it's like, I have my therapist, but then sometimes I don't feel like completely vented, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I still, still text my mom stuff, I talk to my fiance about things. I even vent to my 1-year-old. Well, he's not one yet, but you know what I mean? Like, and journaling is a great way to get things out, and then you can see it on paper, so it kind of makes it a little more real, and, you can kind of see, like, what is more relevant or irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I was just, vacuuming because I was walking around barefoot and I felt like a little tiny crumb, and I, like, really didn't want to. I'm just like, oh my God. I just felt a tiny crumb, like, who cares, and then I think it was my anxiety, that was like, just vacuum the floor, and then my depression's coming back with, like, oh, who cares really, and I'm really the only one, I guess, who cares about, my house being, like, spotless or whatever. And then, my sorry, I'm, like, kind of going off on a tangent, but, so I grew up, I was taught to clean very well, like, don't half-ass anything, because you'll have to go back and do it again anyway. Now, I'm the ultimate half-asser. I will vacuum a 1 square foot area if I have to, just because I want that spot clean. Like, I don't care. And I don't know if that's being a new mom, being depressed, or if it's just being lazy. I don't really know. But I don't know. I don't really know what this has to do with depression, but I'm trying to cut corners, because I have found that, okay, here's kind of a good example, I think. Okay, so I picked them up so it's not a mess now, but in the living room, okay, there'll be, a whole thing of blocks just all over the floor, right? Just a chaotic, like, mess, right? And if you want to go sit on the couch, you have to, like, stumble over, 500,000 blocks, whatever. So my thing is, in my head, I'm just like, oh, this is just, it's so messy, right? So I think that it's like maybe an anxiety thing, that you have so much chaos and crap going on in your head that the outside needs to be clean, because that's the only thing that you can actually control, right? Does that make sense? I don't know. Like, I get all these, like, super fast, thoughts going through my head, but if something is clean, then, like, I feel a little bit better about it. And I don't know why. Maybe I don't really know. I don't know. I think I kind of, went a little above and beyond here, but, I just think that social norms nowadays are just weird, and mental health it's a serious thing, right? Because without our mental health, we're not at peace with anything. Like, we can't be happy if we're not happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous that, these days everyone has to have a smile on their face, and pretend everything is peachy keen, and then when, I don't know, like when you're driving or something and someone cuts you off and you're just like, ooh, what's their problem? It's like, you don't really know what that person is going through. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot more of that on social media with the whole, you don't know what someone is going through thing. But I want to, like, bring more attention to that. So, like, if someone comes up to you or whatever in a grocery store, and asks, how are you, they're probably not looking for a huge backstory about how you're, like, super depressed right now or whatever, but it's like, why can't we just be a little bit more honest, with other people and ourselves? Like, who really cares, Like, why can't we just help each other with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I would rather say, hey, how are you? And someone be like, hey, I'm really struggling right now. Whether or not you want to talk to me about it, whatever. I'd rather someone say that to me than be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And then come to find out 3 days later, like, I don't know, they, like, committed suicide or something. Like, You know, when I could have reached out to that person and just spoke to them or gave them a hug or something to change the way that they felt just for that moment even. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just think it would be really cool if we could be humane to each other, you know, like just be more neighborly and friendly and just be people, humans, you know, like I feel like we're just like robots anymore, you know. It's like nobody's perfect, you know, nobody feels happy all the time, you know. Let's kind of help each other out or something, you know. Like, man, I wish that, you know, we could just have a little more love in the world. For real though.